Good morning, good day. Happy Thursday here. I don't know what day this is for you and when you'll watch this. All that to say, this is 4 days in a row for me. And if you know anything about my life, getting over the initial 1, 2, 3 day to get to day 4 is a feat in my world. And there's some what wants to be said is neurolinguistic dynamics of the pattern. Oh, that's in my eyeball. Pattern of that's a bad idea. Pattern of my life that is trying things and failing. So either way, I'm getting ready because I have a call at 10 and I just put lotion in my eye. Okay, what do we have for today? I see the development of myself over this past week. And if you're watching this, you matter in like a huge epic way. Even of those of you who are not watching this, you still contribute to my life in a way that what I was saying to someone too, I'm going to own my desires, manifest my dreams regardless. And uh when you quote unquote say no, it gives me so much to work with and really see however you reply, however you show up is giving me what I need, whether that be a yes or no. Like it's giving me exactly what I need. So that's what I've got. Big shift yesterday for me, which I didn't know. Yesterday was July 24th, 2024. So in the woo-woo world, we can usually or typically say it's some sort of portal day, and it was 3 days after the full moon. I say all of that to simply, sorry, in my throat. I say all that to say, yes, if you're not in the woo-woo world, it can be a lot of information annoying. It's also pattern recognizing. And you'll eventually see, especially if you're ADHD like me, you'll see soon the pattern of like, oh, and that's why I say it too, is you'll begin to see it through me. Even if you don't track it in your life, if you're not quote unquote up to whatever you want to say or see, like if you're not tapped into your own experience and how you're experiencing it, and if you're in that journey from detachment to connection, you may not have enough track record to pattern recognize what's there. For me, since 2020 with human design, I really got connected to me, and I've been paying attention of the transit and the energy of myself. And I've got 4 years of data of like, it takes 3 days, it does this thing, it does this. It's like all of these mechanical, what produces in me a hyper verbal experience. And it is this really powerful pattern that I'm seeing, that I'm trying to translate. And it is mind bending, mind blowing. It is really a struggle bus for the mind. And that really is what I want to continue to speak to. That's really what I got to last night. I did a joyful soul expansion call with uh Julie, and I'll work on linking her here. Anyways, I really got this concept too of the whole like when you're ready for a teacher shows up. And I really saw her as that. Yes, she's been in my world and quite honestly radically aligned in my life. I got connected to her through the Kyle C space of just the first person really on my experience that could actually hold and experience my experience in a way that was supportive. And I just was not ready to receive what she had. And I knew that. I didn't know how I was going to engage and didn't know how to create the dynamics in a way that works. And I am now here to be able to see. And for me, it is this experience. Also, I do have to be mindful of a call, as I have a call at 10. It is 9:42. It is, what am I trying to say? The timing. Just it couldn't be better or more or whatever timing. It's so timing. It's wild. It's beyond wild, the timing of it. It couldn't be more timed. And for me to see the mechanics of like, oh, I now see why I could not reach her or talk to her or get into her space or receive her stuff. And I was meant to go through it today and experience it at this time. And I'm gonna go be working back through her first 6 months of content and really implementing that in my life. And I just see I'm at a space to receive that at a whole different way. Had I received it 6 months ago, yes, I know it would have been helpful. And I also know 6 months ago, since January, I have been in deep discovery of my own process and my own experience, that it really was this needing to shut everyone out and be in my world and my experience alone. And now that I'm at where I'm at, I got what I got and I can move on. And I've been in this, what I've projected on other people, this concept of being on Antarctica studying the penguins. And that experience for me is what it's been like. due to be able getting language to be able to actually talk about this. So yes, there's still a hyperverbal experience here on the Jen Michelle show, Jenna Hurst podcast, wherever you're watching this from. I don't know what's next. I do have 2 channels. And if you want to go back and watch some of my old content and the podcast that I did with Julie, that's over there on the Jenna Hurst podcast. Maybe I'll move it here. I don't know. It was a different time. I'll maybe ask if she wants to do it again or something. We'll see what shows up. Jenna Hurst podcast for me is a very different energy experience embodiment. And the Jenna Hurst podcast just keeps coming through. Like the Jenna Michelle show was a time in a season that got me here. And I don't know what's next or what's with that. There is a elevated comedic aspect and lens that I live with that I would love to play with when my life is in order and I'm not in the space of legal battles and custody stuff and that whole world. Because right now it is not fun or fair to really go into play when we are still very much impacted by 3D reality of cases and things like that. So it's not fun or funny. And in due time, when God makes all wrongs right, I do believe it will be a different story. I just don't know how to yet account for the 6 months, what feels like 10 years of the injustice of what my experience is and the experience of Aaron's kids being taken from him. Illegally is how it shows up, and legally in Arkansas. So I believe everyone has a divine right to be a parent, and I don't believe that should be taken away from anyone. And someone has chosen that for him, that he is no longer their parent, which can't be happen. It's not the case. It's just simply the psychosis of fear. It's wild. Okay, I'm gonna shift topics. I'm actually gonna start my eyeball and figure out what comes through. So I'm gonna be thinking as I do this and figure out what's next. So as I do this, bear with me. We don't know what we're doing half the time. Don't judge me. It has a little effect, like, do you see the difference of the lashes? It's like, oh, I have more lashes over here. That's what eyeliners. I also noticed my ideal client at this stage, or the number one style and type of people that I bring into my world, definitely are dudes. So if you want to know more about what we're up to over here to get ready to function, the things you don't have to do to feel normal, you can empathize with our side of the street for a little bit as I put my face on to be able to function today. Because do you wake up and think about putting your face on to be able to function? No. So it's just what I experience as the quote unquote divide between those who choose to be embodied in one of the 2 genders that we have defined here. And I know that there are many, many, many other expressions beyond the full range, full spectrum of those 2 genders. And I'm not tackling that topic today. I would love to tackle it and find really, really, really powerful language that supports everybody, because it's all of us or none of us. And so if you by chance have a problem with one of my friends, please let me know so we can clear that out of you and we can all be friends together. Because if you have a problem with one of my friends, you have a problem with me. And that's what I'd like everyone to live from. And I don't. That's one of the biggest pains I have from my past life, is people who would say they love me or like me, and maybe even if you might watch this lurking in the shadows, say they're my friend, yet live with people who have directly harmed me without saying anything to them. They just stay in the middle way, completely silent, passive. And then I get called passive aggressive. That's a whole other topic. So I actually wanted to get into this today. I told the lady I would talk about her on my podcast this morning. And I see in a way that this is something that I get to do, to play through comments and language, objective reality, where you get to see a different dimension and perspective. It is 9:47. I believe I can do it. I'm gonna try. I do feel ready. My hair's not gonna be perfect and I don't care. Okay, so let's go with this comment first. So we got someone simply, I'm just going to read what this person said, and then we'll do, this is a case study. And this is actually a human design chart that someone, and this is actually a great case study too, just simply from human design. Like, this is not what we're going to do. And I'm sorry for this person being an example. I won't use their name. This is essentially in a Facebook group, Human Design and Astrology. It's a very large Facebook group. And she posts, "This is my dad's profile. He is an artist, so one might think he is a free spirit. But again, this is a red flag. Anytime you word the word but into your life, you are literally setting yourself up to literally be a butt, like an ass. That's what I'm just gonna say. If you were saying the word but, you were being an asshole. I'm just gonna put it that way because you're not operating in objective, logical reality. You are creating instantaneously a problem that doesn't exist, and you're creating harm on the humans you're speaking to 1,000% over. And I can prove that over 10 times 1,000 facts. The challenge is people don't take responsibility for the language, so they say but all the live long day. And here's the thing: when you say but, you're creating a problem that doesn't exist. So either way, this is saying this is one thing, but this is another thing. It's literally putting two things in opposition to each other. They're not in opposition to each other. They're two different things. If you change the word but to and, you solve all the problems on the planet. I'll preach that to the end of days. I literally said that before my experience, and I'm my number one soapbox that like I will not come down from. You're welcome to help me linguistically shift the way but works in my brain. It's just not going to be for today. Okay, so this is what she got. This is my dad's profile. He's an artist, so one might think he's a free spirit, but his first response to anything is no. So she believes her dad is an artist. So because he's an artist, one might think he is a free spirit, but his first response to anything is no. So you cannot be a free spirit artist, and say no at the same time. That is not a logical fallacy, or that is, I mean, however you want to see that, that is not true. You can be a free spirit. I don't know if I already said this before. I said this to someone else. No is my favorite word. It's the most empowering word you can say because you're choosing what works for you. So in fact, quite honestly, at the root core of that, someone who is a free spirit saying the powerful no is the most powerful creator on the planet, because they're only going to say yes to what they want to say yes to. So that is in essence a free spirit, except she doesn't believe that. His first response is no in cap locks with an exclamation point. So that's the energy she's already put as her first sentence, which she starts her second sentence with but. I'm just going to see it as the first sentence. So Jen Michelle Stagner-Hurst, reading the planet, just here seeing this on my feed. This is my dad's profile. He's an artist, so one might think he's a free spirit, but cap locks B. But his first response to anything is no exclamation point after a capital NO. That's interpretation. Her question is, what is making him so unflexible and so hard to deal with? First off, that's the question. She has a lot of other thoughts and feels, and that's what I'm stuck with reading. Linguistically, literally, this is a lesson in my science, math, linguistics until I get a call at 10 o'clock. So we're just going to go down this path if you're interested. This is a human design lesson and me showing the science, facts, mechanics behind language. One day I'll make sense of what I'm up to. Okay. So what makes him so, cap locks, SO, unflexible and hard to deal with? Here's the thing. That is a protection mechanism. That's just how it shows up. I didn't even mean to say that. It is a projection. Here's a challenge. This lady, in my experience with her, she is so unflexible and so hard to deal with. And so that's right there. Like when you are out judging someone else, you can't see yourself at this point in time. She just sees, she's locked in with her dad. He is this way. That is her being unflexible and hard to deal with. And she actually walks that out in the comments with me. So either way, she's doing her perfectly. We're going to just use her as a lesson so that we are not trapped by the same fallacies that she is, and she gets to be herself freely, and she's learning her own ways. So there's no judgment. Okay, she says, you are literally moving stones anytime you are around him and talk to him about such a little barnacle or a little banal practical matters. BANAL. I don't know that word. I never met such headstrong and opinionated about everything person in my whole life. We love each other deeply, but again, everything is a problem with him. She's literally creating a problem with him. If she would say, we love each other deeply and everything is a problem with him, do you see it just goes away. The problem's gone. She loves him and everything is a problem to him. Okay. And next, everything's a problem for him. In many ways, everything is a problem to be solved in our current reality. That's not a problem. That actually is moving a lot of collective energy. I am tapped into collective energy. I'm intentionally connected to you to live in this world, to dance in this world. I want to be here. Like speed the reel up, or I guess, I don't know, eating breakfast. I don't know. My body has neurochemical energetic reactions of things that like, what is this? What is this? I have like an experience of like a movie, like doing a movie thing or like eating cereal. No, it's a movie. Feels like a movie. Feels like cereal. I don't know. What is this? What is this? Do. I don't know. I'm just trying to understand the energy. It speaks to me and I don't understand it. Okay. It speaks through me, to me, in my energy. It's like, it's wild. That's what happens. So I'm always like, what? Tell me, speak to me. And this is the quote unquote, with what happened to me neurologically with my solitary confinement. That is literally became in connection with the energy outside of me to talk to me, to get me to the place of survival, to survive what I was going through, which was so traumatic. It was this very much energetic experience of survival that I got tapped into to lead me down the little path to get out. And I follow it every day now. I just know it with my life. People have a hard time with that. They have a hard time with everything though, so we're not going to worry about it. Either way, I don't want to create that on you. It's just what I'm going to experience here. Okay. There is only one way for him always. Imagine a car who wants to drive highway, but has car handbrake on. That's exactly my dad. Most probably, he will successfully arrive to a planned location once he made a decision his focus is sturdy on. But everything would be super hard for him and everyone who is around him. He is serious about things to the point he is unnecessarily making huge obstacles. I would like to understand it more. Could it be because he is a completely undefined open spleen center? So that is a very different question at the end. I'm responding to the top. I really just kind of stop listening. I do read it. I just get like a bunch more of her brain puke opinionated experience that is simply the same thing that is her dad. I was going to say that as I got 5 minutes left. She is essentially her dad and she's having issue with it. She's having issue with herself here. So either way, what I said was your dad can't live beyond what you believe. So he either is and you affirm it in our agreement reality, or he is not and you live as if he isn't all these things and deal with the issues that come up within you when you project on him. That's what I would say. Either way, she said, or either way, I continue to say, I could literally copy paste what you said and say the same thing about you in many ways. I don't know your chart, and in any time someone blasts someone's design because they see them as wrong, they miss the entire point of human design. It makes sense why he'd say no. I pray you find the excitement to uncover your dad's beautiful perfection and his abundant gift of telling everyone no all the time. So that's just what I say here in my main comment. And she goes, I think you missed the point. I put my chart in the comment section and much more. I go, okay, that wasn't in the post, and I'm not going to hunt comments for more info. I think you missed the point. Peace sign. She replies, okay. I do take it one step further, which at this point I do know in the game that's not gonna quote unquote serve me. I'm serving myself here at the same time. So we're gonna use this content. She goes, myself, to her. Also, you are making him inflexible and hard to deal with, by the way. That's you. And again, this is accusatory language, not going to work in Hell Matrix. It's only going to create a ignited response. Like I'm actually going after this ignition to see what shows up and what's under the hood of this car, so to speak. And I say, that's you. He may be difficult and hard to deal with. And you asked what makes him that way. You do. Big love. And like it's the same thing. Like you act like her question was, what makes him that way? Here's this human design, what makes him that way? Here's the thing. You make him that way. I make him that way. You make him that way. We make him that way. That is what he is in agreement reality. We can literally shift that in seconds, literally seconds. He is not inflexible. He is very determined and clear. That's a beautiful thing. He's so fucking clear. He's going to do what works for him all the time. A whole different energy, a whole different reality. You completely shift his whole experience on the planet. He can't not live that way with you. That's the landmark form shit that I discovered in language. We'll figure it out. Either way, I said, and you asked what makes him that way. You do. Big love. I only share as it seems you honestly want to experience victory and connection with your dad. So I'm sharing the truth. And you may miss the point, and I pray I can be a teacher for you. So she says, as I already wrote in other comments, again, I'm not going to go read other comments. She can be what she wants to be here. I'm not going to go read other comments. She says, I am the one who gets along with him most. It's very easy to read just a glimpse of someone's story and think you're the one who got it right. But, we got another but. That's completely okay. Your words don't resonate with me, but that's completely okay too. One more for the top. I got 2 minutes. It's very easy to read just a glimpse of someone's story and think you're the only one who got it right. And that's completely okay. Your words don't resonate with me, and that's completely okay. Can we see the distinction between but and here? It's huge. And so I replied saying, you got it, and agree. I know nothing about you and your dad, only what you say. So again, adding this in would give me balanced facts to respond to. I'm responding to your energy. This is a perfect example of your embodiment. You don't give the full picture or balanced info, just one side and expect others to know and then make them wrong when they don't. This is a beautiful example of your embodiment. You don't have to learn or be in resonance with me. I'm wanting to help, and I am showing up and doing that in the most powerful embodied way I know how. You get to show up and show us who you are and how you show up. If it all exists in words we type, it all exists in the words we type in the screen, and being in control, power, and responsibility of how the user experiences them to get the results we want and need. This is on you. I'm not in your reality. Simply giving you my 2 cents as I navigate the rest of the internet. For those who do want to be in resonance with me and want the truth to change your life and expand you into your highest embodied consciousness, I do offer free mini readings for those who want to reach out for me. Heart, thanks. Where she comes back is, you sound very passive aggressive to me. I get this one all the time, by the way, so you can help me see my passive aggressive nature. Like someone deeply, or how I'm landing passive aggressively. Like, what can I do to change? I land passive aggressively to people all the time. That's number one compliment. Either way, she goes, so you sound very passive aggressive to me, like someone who's deeply insecure inside who want to push their opinion and label it as teaching. Have a beautiful day. This is my last reply to you. I got laughing emoji, a mirror, and I said, if only you knew who I was. You sound miserable and like you puke shit out every time you open your mouth. Enjoy your work and your impossible dad. You created it. Enjoy it. I enjoy mine and in heaven full time. I tried peace sign. And then I post my design and the current transit and said, I took screenshots, plan to talk about this breakdown in communication on my podcast today if you desire to learn what a world in heaven is like. So it is 222 or 2222 when I finish that 10 o'clock on the dot. I'm gonna hop over to another podcast, and welcome to the day. I'm so excited for what's next.